Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today for the little San Salvador island in the Caribbean. Beautiful water, beautiful area. They're still working on something, I don't know exactly what, but nevertheless. So what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about the drill that was the coronavirus 2019 and the Ebola outbreak. When coronavirus was around and they elevated to a pandemic, they were using the cases, the number of cases, to claim what they claimed. And according to those claims, they implemented some decrees because they could. That was a drill they wanted just to see how far they could go with the compliance. It was a compliance drill. And they went very far. The pushback was mild, and eventually they stopped the drill, not because of the pushback, but because sometimes you don't want to exaggerate and make it easier next time. And the next time could be the Ebola outbreak that they are talking about right now. So, what's going on? Remember how they told us about the masks? Remember social distancing? Remember the, how do you call those, vaccines, the boosters, all those things? Now you remember, now you know how they were, how efficient all that was. But nevertheless, they destroyed people's lives, children especially. And remember, the goal is not Russia or India or China. The goal eventually is all of us. I am convinced that the attempt is to make us obedient, controlled, productive, and benign, while they can do whatever they want. Who's they? I will give you a hint. I'm gonna go now, go from the beach. I'm gonna go on the other side, which are some restaurants, a little path. I got a snowman here. I carry this on me because I overdid it yesterday with the sun. So I need it over. And I don't use any creams or anything like that, chemicals on me. Not because I'm afraid of them, but I try to stay away from them as much as possible. Right there. So the DOJ, Department of Justice in the United States of America, they instituted an advisory commission. They have a lot of advisory commissions, but this is a particular one. This is a anti-Semitism advisory commission. What does it mean? What does it mean? Well, I want you to look at the definition these guys are using for anti-Semitism, and you're going to find out that the definition is a definition of a certain group. And they just took the definition as you can push it to criticizing Israel, the state, or the policies of a state. They become now anti-Semitism. My point is, they can decree whatever they want as long as my people or the country is not implementing their idiocracy. In this case, they are. And this advisory committee is meant to do what exactly? If you think that they're just going to advise with what goal? The article that I was reading said that Donald Trump set his main point of his agenda is combating anti-Semitism in America. I personally don't give a shit about it. Well, you can say, well, you don't, but others. Well, you see, I don't want the minority to dictate to a majority, because in that case we'll go to the dictatorship of the minority. We're supposed to work by democracy, right? And the will of the people. But it seems like only one minority could dictate to majority. I don't think that's right. So here it is, Pirate Cove, right there. The entrance in the market square with drinks, t-shirts, and a little thing here. My point is, be careful, my friends. We're going to a place where we have certain people being protected group, and while they are protected, others are not protected and are vulnerable. The thing is, it's idiotic to see how the majority group was taught to work against its own interests, and while the interests of a little tiny minority are promoted. So the pandemic, and I will make a better video when I get home, I will connect it with some policies, some biblical prophecies, and when I'm going to promote that, I will make it a little bit more clearer who is going to reach what. There are some prophecies that are in the Old Testament. You have to make the connections. I can't just take you from ABC 1, 2, 3. You have to have a foundation for that, and you have to understand wherever you turn your head, you find this clique, and this clique eventually will implement their idiotic prophecies, and that is total domination and control without work. It's not as bad as, how should I put it, seeing people wanting. You know, you have certain groups that want to take care of other groups, subjugate and so on. The problem is the collaborators. This is the problem. You deal with the collaborators, not with the people who really want to do stuff. Like, for instance, you have a family and you accept in your family, I don't know, some outsiders, and then those outsiders are trying to implement their own agenda outside of your family, which was the nucleus of all this. And then while you have them in your family, you have part of your family members collaborating with them, actually destroying your status quo, your family. Now, you understand those guys who entered from outside, the outsiders, but it's sad that the collaborators from your own group are doing what they are doing. All right, my friends, I was yapping around here just to show you a little bit what's going on. I'm gonna go straight on the same path here with a beach on the other side over there and the island over here. I'm gonna cross through this to the lobster shack. Let's mingle with these people again. All right, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. See you later, my friends.